Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Atia here at Booking It with Atia, and today I am bringing you my September hopefuls list, also known as a September TBR. I don't really call them TBRs personally because, I don't know, it just takes the pressure off if I'm able to say hopefuls list. So I have a stack of books that I really both need and want to get to this month, so we're just gonna dive right in. But before we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and click the notification bell so you are notified every time I drop a video. First up, we have A Crown So Cursed by L.L. McKinney. This is the third book in the Nightmare verse. The second book came out several years ago and I fell in love with this series when I first read it. It's not really an Alice in Wonderland inspired. It's essentially what if the story of Alice in Wonderland were true, and we have this girl named Alice who has to battle these manifestations of fear and grief and hatred called nightmares, and she is a dream walker. When her mentor is poisoned, however, she has to go deeper into Wonderland than she ever has before, and that's how the story kicks off and continues. I am currently reading or rereading the first two books in anticipation for A Crown So Cursed, which actually comes out later on this month. And I also want to read Love in a Winter Wonderland by Abiola Bello. This is a new release coming out in October 3rd, and I am on a tour for this, so I want to get to it as well. Speaking of that book, as well as A Crown So Cursed, be on the lookout because I am doing reading vlogs specifically for those two books, as well as another book that I'll talk about in a moment. As for Love in Winter Wonderland, it says here on the story graph, the sun is also a star meets You've Got Mail in this YA Christmas love story set in a London Black-owned bookshop. Doesn't that just sound incredible? Honestly, that tagline was all I needed to know. I'm looking forward to this book. Next up, I want to read Mammoths at the Gate by Ning Vo. This is the fourth book in the Singing Hills series, which is a collection of novellas that follow a a wandering cleric who is going around and collecting stories and going on all these different adventures. I really enjoyed all three of the books that I've read before from this author, and I'm looking forward to seeing the story progress with this protagonist. And each story, even though there is a through line, we're following the same character, each story is unique and different in their own way, and I've just been thoroughly enjoying them, so I'm excited for this one as well. Next up, we have some books that I physically have. The first one being The Mystery at Dunvegan Castle by T.L. Huchu. This is the third book in the Edinburgh Nights series, which is a paranormal fantasy mystery series set in Scotland. It follows Ropa Moyo, who is a ghost talker. She's able to talk to the dead and deliver messages. In the first book, she finds herself embroiled in this mystery situation with this secret society of magicians, and we follow her as she solves several mysteries in each of the books, but there's one big mystery that is being led up to. I recently watched an author chat with T.L. Huchu, and he said that there's definitely a fourth book with the possibility of a fifth, so I'm looking forward to that. Funny enough, by the time I am filming this, I've already finished this book, so you can look forward to seeing my thoughts in my September wrap-up. Next up, we have Siren Queen by Ning Vo, so I guess I'll just be reading two Ning Vo books. I keep telling myself to get to this. I was supposed to get to it last month, and I did not, but I am determined to get to this month. What I know about this is it's glamour, glitz, old Hollywood. We have an Asian American protagonist, a Chinese American girl from Hungarian Hill, and she is determined not to be typecast. She says she'd rather play the monster than the maid, but there's some interesting dark magic that's happening here. Look at the vibes. I'm also just in love with this cover as well. Then we have The Archive Undying by Emma Miyako Kandon, and this one is a sci-fi book, and it says when an AI dies, its city dies. When a city falls, it leaves a corpse behind. When that corpse runs off, only devotion can bring it back. So there is apparently in this world a robotic god that either leaves or it went mad and destroyed everything it touched, but it is still connected to a flesh and blood body. and I believe it's dealing with revolution. I've been excited for this since I found out about it late last year, so I'm looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to all these books. I guess I can just keep saying that. But this one especially, I'm just waiting for the time to just sit down and really immerse myself in this book. Then we have Anna Dressed in Blood by Kintari Blake. This is an older release that is actually being re-released with a new cover. That is the previous cover from a couple years ago. And so now it's getting a new cover. I'm on the tour for this. It sounds interesting. I have never read from this author before, but I've heard good things. This is the author of the, what is it? Four Sisters, Four Dead Sisters, four, I'll put the cover of the first book here, but people love that series. So it says, a haunting romance from #1 New York Times bestselling author Kintari. Thunder Bay, Ontario is our destination. I'm going there to kill her. Anna Corlaw. Anna Dressed in Blood. First line of the synopsis says, Cass Lowood always knew that he would inherit the family vocation, killing the dead. An untimely and gruesome murder left a young Cass fatherless and barely ready to take on his mantle, but with no other choice. Now, armed with his father's mysterious and deadly Achame, Cass travels the country with his kitchen witch mother and their spirit-sniffing cat. They follow legends and local lore, destroy the murderous dead, and keep pesky things like the future and friends at bay. Doesn't that just sound absolutely amazing and intriguing and just like all the things and just all the vibes? Then we have The Name Bearer by Natalie Hernandez. I'm actually about 50% of the way through this one. This is an indie published fantasy that takes place in a pre-colonial America inspired world. And it says, for her entire life, the name bearer's sole purpose has been to receive and deliver the names of the future monarchy from the flowers of prophecy. But of course, that goes wrong. This particular name bearer hears from the flowers of prophecy that they will not name the newly born prince because another little boy has just been born that is going to usher in peace to their civilization. And so the name bearer, knowing that she cannot tell this to the queen, flees, and is her journey growing up with these warrior women as she prepares to protect the should-be prince. And I mean, look at that. Ugh. I don't know if it's a duology or not. I have a second book. I was under the impression that it's a duology, but I'm not sure. Then we have Alex Wise versus The End of the World by Terry J. Benton Walker. This is the author of Blood Debts, The Blood Debts, which is actually a YA book, but this is a middle grade sci-fi about a young boy, Alex Wise, and he just feels like everything's kind of crumbling apart. He survived 6th grade. However, his best friend is leaving the city for the summer. His maybe sort of crush hasn't spoken to him since the first day of school. And something happens with the zombie apocalypse, and it's essentially chronicling that journey. I read the first couple pages and it absolutely grabbed me. This is another one where I will be having a reading vlog dedicated solely to this book. Then we have The Water Outlaws by S.L. Wong. This is another one that is a rollover from last month. As you can see, I already have a bookmark in it. And this follows essentially a band of bandit outlaw warrior women are determined to take down their patriarchic, misogynistic, outdated society. That, if I had to wrap it up in a bow, I'm sure there's so much more, but that's what is the pitch to me in my head. And another one where I just need the time to really just settle in with this and get to it. Then we have one whose cover is absolutely stunning. Y'all. I Feed Her to the Beast, and the Beast is Me by Jameson Shea. I know that this is weird, it's horror, starring a black girl, there's something about ballet, and I just, what? Like, what else do you need to know? It says, soon I'd be a name no one would forget, a raging fire they couldn't escape. Laura has always danced in the cutthroat world of ballet at a disadvantage. Tired of being overlooked, she ventures deep into the Paris catacombs, where she finds a pulsing blood river that offers her everything she's dreamed of and worked toward: power and awe. With it, she takes her place above her peers, but soon she cannot distinguish her own lust for more with the primordial presence in her veins. Laura quickly learns she's not the only monster around, and her vicious desires put a target on her back. I had not read the synopsis in a while, if I ever read it. I just knew that it was horror with the black girl and the cover, and I was just here for it, all of it. But that synopsis, chef's kiss. Next up, we have Homeward by Angela Jackson Brown. I am actually doing a Instagram live chat with this author on Friday, September 15th. So hopefully this video is going up before then, so you know about it before then. But this one says, Georgia, 1962. Rose Perkins Borden returns home to Parsons, Georgia, without her husband and pregnant with another man's baby. After tragedy strikes her husband in the war overseas, a numb Rose is left with pieces of who she used to be and is forced to figure out what she is going to do with the rest of her life. Her sister introduces her to the members of the Student Nonviolence Coordinating Committee. Young people are taking risks and fighting battles Rose has only seen on television. Feeling emotions for the first time in what feels like forever, the excited and frightened Rose finds herself becoming increasingly involved in the resistance efforts. And of course, there's also the young man, Isaac Weinberg, whose passion for activism stirs something in her she didn't think she would ever feel again. I loved this author's book when Stars Rain Down. I mean, that's one of the books that made me just sob as I was reading it. I have not read All the Light That Breaks. I'll put it here. But this, for me, she's an auto-buy author simply off of my experience with that first book. Next up, we have Bloodchild and Other Stories by Octavia E. Butler. What can I say about this? It is Butler's only collection of shorter work and features a Hugo and Nebula award-winning stories, Bloodchild and Speech Sounds. These works of the imagination are parables of the contemporary world. Butler proves constant in her vigil, an unblinking pessimist hoping to be proven wrong, and one of contemporary literature's strongest voices. She's one of my favorite authors. She's absolutely, well, she passed, but she was absolutely brilliant, and just her mind. We lost a legend when we lost Octavia E. Butler, but I'm really looking forward to this one. This is not the last of her books I have to read, but it's coming pretty close. I think I have this one and one other one. Next up, we have Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is about a woman who can predict the death date of other people, and when she calls her family together for a living wake in her honor, everyone is thrown into chaos because they're like, is she gonna die? Is she gonna die? It's multi-generational. This is Elizabeth Acevedo's first foray into adult. I have loved everything I have read from this author so far. She tackles family so poignantly. She tackles the relationship between women and girls incredibly, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Like, I keep saying it, how true can it be? But also, this is my book club, Bibliophiles Unite. This is our September book as well. So if you're interested in joining my book club, Bibliophiles Unite, you can check the link in the description box below. Next up, we have Midnight Kingdom by Tara Sim. This is the second book in the Dark Gods series. I read the first book, The City of Dusk, in July. What can I tell you about this one? In the first book, we have this realm or world where they have been abandoned by their gods, and we have these four noble families who have been left with the powers that the gods bequeath them to keep order and peace and maintain the realm. However, the realm is dying. So the four heirs of these noble houses reluctantly agreed to work together and try and save the realm. I really enjoyed that book. I was absolutely floored. It was a little bit of a slow burn, but it all paid off in the end, and I mean, with the way that one ended, I can only imagine what is going to take place in this book. And lastly, we have The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. This is the author of The Hacienda, which I read and absolutely loved. I know that this is historical, it's horror, it has a little bit of romance, and it has vampires. What else do I need to say? That's it. Go buy the book. All right, y'all, and that is it for the books that I am hoping to read in the month of September. Let me know, what are you looking forward to getting to this month? Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. Like, comment, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Showing. I ain't living for the moment. I see what's mine and I want it. Hungry like a Pac-Man. I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm Naruto with a Hanzo. Got a sharp mind like I'm Einstein. Plus I'm copywriting, so it's all mine. Check it for me, I'm in the sky.